the ADROP perspective, you know, really we're all in the same boat. This is not a great time to be in this position with SDN already being a toxic place. We had a record low number of applicants and a horrible match year. And then COVID happened on top of all of that. So similarly to most people and organizations, we're really working, you know, to respond to these concerns, to recover, and to try and thrive in this situation. So the main things that I'm going to touch on are similarly issues related to current residents, and then the 2 years of match, so this past year and then the upcoming year. So current residents, of course, the board exams are a hugely hot topic. We are working with the ABR on improving the exams for 2020. As a committee, ADROP, we're certainly supportive of a virtual exam. We do understand it's a technical issue from the ABR side. And like Shauna said, we have a meeting in about 2 weeks to discuss the logistics of this. But there are other specialties that have made the leap. And so there's really no reason that we can't. Another idea that I'd like to propose for the written exams, similar to sort of a virtual exam, maybe it could be taken like the in-service, right? We're all trusted to take that exam at our own respective programs. Typically there's some sort of a monitor present, and that way it could still be a secured platform. And these are residents taking it sort of right before they move on to their next job. So they could even take it at a program close to where they're moving. The logistics would have to be worked out. As far as the job market, obviously we've got the issue with the hiring freeze, but not only that, ASTRO is going to be a virtual meeting this year. So that's usually the place where chief residents, senior residents go and spend almost all of the meeting mingling and talking to prospective employers. So we're actually going to be working with ASTRO coming up to figure out how we can do a virtual career center and really make it so that residents can still connect. But I think the impetus is going to be on home program directors to really vouch for their residents, to really mentor and to help with networking. So I would recommend any residents to use anybody you know, as your platform during this time, because it's going to mean more than usual. And then the safety of our trainees. Obviously, all programs are managing this a little bit differently. There was a spreadsheet released with how programs are responding and keeping their residents social distance. But we're also working on trying to get back to a new normal. So lots there too. Shauna did a really nice job going through this. I was a big champion of the cleaning without the soap, and found myself in the position as being a program that didn't match on top of that, and really stuck true to my guns. So we still have an unfilled slot. However, most people did not listen. So we are going to be training 15% of that class who had no prior interest in radiation oncology. So more than ever, we have our work cut out for us. And then moving forwards, I know we've spoken about this a few times today, but we've got to get more students in the know about our specialty. We have to get medical students into these virtual rotations, or hopefully when they come back to campus. Another thing we're trying to do here is a radiation oncology student interest group. They're trying to grab them in their M1, M2 years. Without COVID, we'd be offering them free lunch, but we're trying to think creatively right now. Probably no away rotations this year, and interviews are likely going to be virtual. So we're working with ROECSG to figure out the best way to conduct these interviews, so that scheduled dates for programs don't overlap on certain days and times, so that applicants can really experience the programs that they want to interview at. On the AAMC website, many specialties have released guidelines for their prospective students on how to find, you know, tips into their program, how to reach out to mentors, etc. Unfortunately, we are not listed on this slide. I know Ken Oliver has worked really hard and been on hold for hours to try and get our statement uploaded, but we have released a statement that is available, which discusses, like I said, how to do rotations. So one option is for students to really try and engage in other oncology specialties, such as, thanks Ken, tech support at AAMC is garbage. Right, so for students to engage in other specialties. So, you know, if your student's interested in radiation oncology, whether they have a home program or not, they're going to need more rotations. So encourage them to do med-onc, gyn-onc, surg-onc, you know, neurosurgery, ENT, etc., and get really, really strong letters. And I think all program directors will have to come together and realize that this is not the year where we're going to see letters from, you know, famous radiation oncologists around the country. AAMC also released this conducting interviews during the coronavirus pandemic, and I think this is where we're headed. So we're probably going to all have to start thinking, you know, creatively about how we're going to do this. But in summary, like I said earlier, I really do believe that the importance of radiation oncology, especially to our cancer patients, has never been more salient than during this pandemic. I used to think the worst time to go through cancer treatment was like at Christmas time or the holidays, but this really takes the cake. The work we do for our cancer patients is urgent and it's not elective. And most of us have remained relatively busy at work. We still look forward to an outstanding residency class applying this year. So hopefully we can continue to advocate for our specialty, but I think this here is our foundation. And the more we can promote ourselves, the better. So please reach out to us through Twitter or email if we can answer any questions or help with this process.